Hi all, welcome back to Cooking Around the World. Cooking with Rona, cooking with not much Rona left, luckily, as the isolation is now beginning to lift and we can start getting back together again. We actually had our first dinner party for 3 guests the other day. The other night, last Saturday night. It was wonderful. Okay, today we're going to be doing a dessert. This one is Chocolate Hazelnut Cheesecakes. This is a cheats way to do a cheesecake, individual desserts, individual serves, and it is so disgustingly good. It's hard to stop eating these things, and you just got to remember it is cheesecake. So, but we are using light cream cheese, so we're almost healthy. All right, light cream cheese. That's showing on that side. Okay.
There we go.
The choc hazelnut portion of this particular dessert comes from this. It's a product that's now in Woolworths stores. I don't know about whether it's in Coles. I haven't looked, but it's a Woolworths product. If you're in Coles, I'm sure you can get, I think there's a Cadbury's hazelnut chocolate.
My favourite.
Your favourite. You're going to love this, Deb, let me tell you. Okay, it's just a hazelnut chocolate. And this Frey, however you pronounce it, F-R-E-Y, Frey's brand, relatively new. Geez, nice. Well, it's sort of become a favourite. This particular one with the hazelnuts, lovely. So what we're going to do first of all, we're going to chop this up, because this gets mixed through our cream cheese and creme fraiche mixture. So what we're going to do, chunks of this out. You save a few blocks. For dressing at the end, you dress a bit of the shredded chocolate. Yeah, this gets worse and worse, Deb, let me tell you. It is fabulous. As my friend said, we did this on Saturday night, and a friend of mine said, he seemed to be going really slowly. I said, look, I know it's a very rich dessert. If you can't finish it, leave it. And he put his arm around the bowl and said, I'm only going slowly because I don't want it to end. Which I thought, we got to do this. We got to do it. Okay, being very careful, just shred this up with your knife. As far as possible, fingernails out of the way on this one. This is a very, very sharp knife, which is best to have when you're doing this. Don't worry if you get some chunks and some shards. The chunks are good. And we're sort of going through the hazelnuts as well, so there's going to be little lumps of hazelnut through this cheesecake. Chopped hazelnut cheesecake. There's some good sized chunks in all that. Trying not to go too fast and lose control of the knife. Come on, Deb.
No.
No?
You have it. Best you have it.
Okay. What we're going to do next, we're going to make our little base. Cheesecake's always a mouthful of chocolate. This also, apart from the nuts, this has these little crunchy, crispy things in it, which is, I said, this is a really lovely chocolate. Sorry, Deborah, that's killing it.
Yeah.
For the base of this, we're going to use chocolate ripple biscuits. Cheesecakes always have a base on them. Instead of using the butter version, where your cheesecake, you melt butter, mix it through your biscuit crumb base, and set it. You don't do that on this one. So it leaves you a nice little grainy, crumbly mix on the bottom. Now you normally do a whole packet of chocolate ripple biscuits for this. As you'll see later when we're ready to go here, I've prepared some that I've used, in point of actual fact, ginger nut biscuits. There's half a pack of ginger nuts here, which has gone in the rest of the making of the rest of these. And I thought I love ginger nut biscuit bases on cheesecakes and things like that. I think it's so lovely because it adds a little bit of an extra note in there instead of just the chocolate, which you almost lose track of. The ginger nuts, wow. But that's just trying to mix it up my way. When you're making, you can do whatever you like. Yeah, you could use there's oatmeal style biscuits or digestives. Boring. Okay, so now we'll make a crumble. We'll just crumble these down into bits, but leave some chunky bits. Just don't make it all a fine crumb. Just leave some chunky bits, so that way you get a bit of texture as you're digging down into the bottom. This cheesecake is great when you break it up with some of the chunky bits. It's about as much as I want it. Have a look, Deb. See, there are some chunky bits in there. Beautiful. All we need to do with that, spoon some of that into our little glasses here, our little plastic cups. About 2 spoonfuls into each one. Might add a little bit more in a minute. Now, from experience, don't be tempted. It says to spread this to at least 6 of these. Don't be tempted to what I did on the weekend when I made it. I've done this before. I've generally broken it down into 6 serves. The other day I broke it into 4 serves, and that's the cheesecakes were just too big for it. We had a very big meal, and that to finish off. But as I said, my friend even said to me, I'm going slowly because I don't want it to end. So there's a little crumb base in it. Let's use all this up, eh? There we go. Beautiful. Now we take our cream cheese, our light cream cheese. Our Creme Fraiche. The Creme Fraiche just gives it a little bit of a sour note to the, it's like any good baked cheesecake or whatever. You use a sour cream in them, which gives that slight sour note into the lovely cheesecake. I love a good baked cheesecake. This is a really fantastic cheats way of doing a cheesecake. Okay. Excuse me one moment. Right, we have to get 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. Try and use the good one, not the imitation one. Costs a little bit more, but it's well worth it. We'll use 2 teaspoons.
Two?
Yeah, perfectly measured 2. And a little bit. We use half a cup of icing sugar. Now for the icing sugar, I'll use the softened icing sugar. It actually says soft icing sugar. You can buy the pure icing sugar, which is wonderful, except it's quite dense. And if you leave it for a little while in your cupboard, it becomes even denser, as in becomes a solid mass. The softened icing sugar is something like about 97% icing sugar, a little bit of would be a corn flour, or this is a vegetarian vegan one. This is done with a tapioca flour. Just allows the sugar to remain soft and pliable, and it doesn't set itself. We use half a cup in there. Did you know that, Deb?
No.
There you go. We're just full of it here, aren't we?
Oh, full of it.
Yeah. Come on. Half a cup. What we're going to do, I don't have a proper sifter, so just put it through that one. Shake it over. There we go, help it through. That breaks up the lumps. I'm very quickly going to try and amalgamate it just a little bit with a spatula. It's just catching all that icing sugar, giving it a quick initial mix into that. Clean that off. Okay. Now, excuse me for one moment. I'll just very quickly pop this on. And because I've never had a problem with this going too far, but I'm sure today it will. Well, because it's on camera. I try not to spill blood on camera. I try not to make too much of a mess on camera so far. So, what do you reckon? I'll just put a moz on myself? Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Slow speed, just to amalgamate it. By the way, before we go any further, those two cheeses, the light cream cheese and the creme fraiche, leave them out of the fridge for at least a couple of hours, especially the cream cheese one, because it's, you know, when it's chilled in the fridge, that's quite a chunk. When you leave it at room temperature, it'll become workable, become pliable enough to work like this. Otherwise, it's a slab and you can't put your beater through it. The whole idea of this is the creme fraiche is a softer style cheese. When you mix them together, put it back in the fridge, it resets like a cheesecake. That's how you do this without baking it. Huh. Okay, let's get this amalgamated. They're supposed to go for about 4 or 5 minutes, but we'll cut that short because it's mixing up nicely. What it's also doing is the beaters are warming it up as it goes, which makes it a bit easier to pour into our cups when we get to that stage in a few moments. Got all that, Deb?
Yep.
Oh, yummy, Deb. Look at them. We'll look at them later. So, it's a bit early for...
Oh, no, it's not. Never too early.
Never too early,
No.
eh? Let's move these things out of the way. Oh,
You're killing me.
It's just nasty. Just give that a quick stir through until it's all taken up or mixed in. That's how difficult this one is. That's it. Okay. Now, let's chuck our spoon away. Wipe down again. Now, here we go. This is all we have to do. I might bring this over here. By the way, I'm just using these little party cup things. This is a good size because you don't tend to make a gigantic bowl for yourself. Good size when people are coming over, and at the end you can just dispose of them in the recycle or just normal? They go and recycle or
Maybe.
just normal garbage? Yeah, thanks, Deb. in. Oh, this is killing me. It smells fabulous.
Killing you.
That's our pudding for this afternoon, Ted. That's all I'll do for the moment. You got the idea? Oh, I made a bit of a mess lobbing these in. Just push them down a little bit. You might think I'm being mean, as you know, it's a little bit tight, but let me tell you, it's beautiful and quite rich. But of course, at home you can make them as big as you jolly well wish.
Oh.
Yeah. That's for us lads. Okay, and then what I do with that is just give them a tap down to try and get some of the air bubbles out. Drops it down into the crumble better, into the crumb mix. Glad I put the yeah, save. There we go. That's just what they look like. What we're going to do now is give them a little dress with pomegranate. What we need to do is just very quickly slice up a bit more chocolate. We save a few pieces of the chocolate for the end bit. After you've put it in the fridge and they've set, they need about probably about 2 to 3 hours, and they're chilled enough to set again. So now quite soft. As if that'd stop us. I'll just do one here. Now while you show them what the pomegranate looks like, that's the centre of the pomegranate, that's the seeds that I've taken out. Here's some I prepared earlier. And you notice on this one, the lighter crumb base, as opposed to the ones I've just done. I actually used for these ones the ginger nut biscuits, pack that I showed you earlier, the ginger nut biscuits. And I really love the little ginger note at the bottom of this. Oh, love it. Okay, so what we do now, we sprinkle a bit more of our chocolate on top, because there's not enough goodness in there already. Sprinkle on some pomegranate jewels. Oh, they look like little jewels. The thing with the pomegranate is slightly sweet, slightly sour. Now this is so rich, it's so sweet. It's good to have that little sour note in there just to break a bit of the sweetness. And this is just something that I do. I also have pomegranate molasses, which I use for a Middle Eastern ingredient. You find it down good grocers, green grocers. I'm not sure if you can get it in the supermarkets, I'm not sure. Pomegranate molasses is amazing. It is sweet and very sour at the same time. And that's what in Middle Eastern dishes, it's used in main meals, and the flavour it imparts is amazing. If you're using it, be very sparing, because it is a big flavour. So what I'm going to do is just tiny little trickle. Like that. That's all this needs, and the flavour is absolutely amazing. At dinner the other night, when we were having this for dessert, I had my friends, they were trying to guess what that extra flavour in there was. They could not pick it until I said, it's pomegranate molasses, and they all went, hey, of course, that's what we can taste in there. Sweet and sour of the pomegranate, the little jewels themselves in there, the jewels themselves, the chocolate with the hazelnut in it, light cream cheese and creme fraiche to give it that slight note of like the sourness in the cheesecake. It's just amazing. The icing sugar to give it a bit of sweetness, and the crumble down the bottom where they're using the chocolate ripple biscuits, ginger nut biscuits, whatever you prefer to use in there. This, let me tell you, is an absolute winner. See you next time.